Hey y'all, it's Mira and we are here today with a little tutorial. I want to show you guys how to use the InZOI UI. For someone opening InZOI for the first time, it can be very daunting, very stressful. I remember opening this game and being like, what the hell is this? Like, it's super different. So we're just gonna get into it. One thing that I really do like about their UI is that most of the UI pieces are draggable. So what I'm gonna do for this tutorial is essentially I'm going to drag the UI pieces to the center and describe what they are, how they operate, what they do to the best of my ability. And it'll stay there until you click on game menu and then you click reset to default UI, and then everything will go back to where it normally would be. I'm gonna start with the needs bar. The needs bar actually has an autonomy switch on it as well. So if you want to turn off the ZOI's autonomy from the needs bar, you can do this, right? You can also hit the T key on your keyboard, as well as the switch on the side. It'll allow you to turn the autonomy back on whether you are playing that ZOI or not. I'm gonna drag it right here to the center so we can get a closer look. You have hunger, hygiene, sleep, bathroom, fun, social, recognition, and energy. Now, recognition and energy are something that are completely new to me. And these are also ways that your ZOI can die if these needs are neglected. So recognition, it says a need to be acknowledged by other ZOIs. If the recognition gauge remains low, the sad status might develop. Click to find the nearest ZOI. So if they're not being recognized, interacted with, they're like super lonely, nobody's talking to them, they have nothing going on, and that bar stays too low for too long, they can literally die from that. That's very different. I've never seen that one before. And then you have energy, right? My Sims players, we're used to they sleep. There's sleep and energy, which to me is super relatable because, like, how many times have you gotten a full night of sleep, but you still lack energy? You still don't have the energy to do things. You still feel tired. You still feel sluggish. Well, this can happen to your ZOIs and they can get lethargic. This indicates the energy required for daily activities. If the energy gauge is continuously low, the lethargic status might develop. Click to find the nearest resting area. So with that, you would encourage ZOIs to rest on couches. You would see where it says sit and rest, sit and lean against the sofa, sit and doze. Like, they have options to not just sit there, but they have the option to rest, which will help fulfill the energy need. And oftentimes, if that's low or they're lethargic, you will find the ZOIs autonomously going to do it themselves. The locations sit at the top left corner of the screen. So right now my ZOIs are at 19 Beachfront Drive, and that's, every location or destination they go to, it'll show up on the top left. So if they're in the street, it'll say that. If they're on a community lot and it's like an editable lot where they can go to a menu and like change things, it should also say that in parentheses that it's editable. So the next bar I'm gonna move over to is what I would consider like the main bar, right? When you look closer at this main bar, you have it where you can show the walls, the exterior walls. You pretty much cycle through wall visibility. The second part is you go up and down floors. But the difference with this game is when you go up and down floors, the camera doesn't bounce with you. You have to move the camera up to the floor. Camera view. So you have the top view, the shoulder view, and then you have the free camera. So what I was just in was the top view. This is shoulder view. And then free camera is where you can just move around. I can literally use WASD and just move around the house freely. This makes for me, I enjoy this mode because it allows me to see them in their element. And it's also really good for like shooting things. If you want to shoot like a clip or like a machinima or things like that, like the free camera mode is like hella dope. You see there's instructions on the bottom left corner of the screen. It shows you how to rotate the angles. Q and E is to move up and down. WASD front, left, back. Control Shift U is to hide the UI. So if you want the UI to be completely gone, you hit Control Shift U. And you also can hit Control Shift U in photo mode as well as in Create a ZOI. So if for whatever reason you want to turn off the UI and Create a ZOI, you can. And if you're taking pictures of the ZOI, but maybe you want to take pictures of them in an external software, you can do that too by just turning the UI off. Control tab will allow you to switch the camera back to top view or shoulder view. You see this little dot thing above her head? That is the autonomy indicator. So when you see that it looks like this right here, that means her autonomy is on. When you see it look like this, that means her autonomy is completely off and they would just stand around until you give them the next set of instructions. I typically don't like that unless I'm taking pictures or I'm doing something for recording, because you don't really want the Zoids to just stand around hungry and stuff like that. So the next part of the UI I'm going to drag to the center is what I would just consider, I guess, the info bar or the day of the week, the time, the temperature, the season, as well as the play, pause functions. You can control the speed. You can load games from here. So if you want to load another save, you could just click that and that'll allow you to load up another save on the fly. When it's paused, it's red. You can control it 3 speeds: slow, normal, fast, and very fast. So if you want to put to very fast and then crank it up, you can. You can crank it up to 8x speed. The speed even goes into overtime when they go to bed. She's in the bed, she's in the bed. Now we're going to put this on. Oh, it's on 30 speed. So it goes like super fast when everyone's asleep after a certain time of night. My only thing is I wish that it wasn't like locked to a certain time of night, or that you can go in your settings and change what time of night that ultra, like this is the true ultra speed. I wish we could go in and change like what time this triggers. Now let's go to the moodlets. I'm going to move over here. All right, so you can probably see it. It's like the little moodlet thingies. If you want to see how a Zoi's mood is affected, this also goes along with like the mood bar thingy. So it says she's tranquil. You'll look and it'll tell you like what mood the Zoi is or what mood the Zoi is in. And then when you look at these little circles, all of these little circles are like the equivalent of little moodlets. And the more moods or different things they're having to experience, they're going through, and more things that's happening, the more different colors you will see. She doesn't really have anything going on. She just woke up from sleep. So she only has this. Tranquil, a state of comfort that comes when the mind is at ease. She beat a cold. She recovered from her cold. So she's like at peace about it. Bella is sleep. So she has that, you know, the state says asleep, and then it says a state of slumber and respite from being in deep sleep. But also she's also tranquil because she recovered from a cold. But as they go through things, losing family members, losing acquaintances, birthdays, negative interactions, stealing, getting promoted at work, falling in love, meeting new people, these different little circles will light up and express different emotions. They even have them for babies and toddlers, which I think is really cool. The toddlers have like super cute little quirky things that they go through, like maybe not wanting to be tickled or being scared about going down the slide, and just little cutesy stuff. Then we have the urges bar. So right now the Zoi has 3 active urges. These urges are based on things like traits, values, preferences, and experiences. It'll tell you what they want to do, explain it. It'll explain why they want to do it, the cause and the effect. So what caused it and what you will get from it. You get things like meow coins, and sometimes you also get a mood change. So if she was to go and find a place to draw graffiti, which you look around the city, you could find murals, you could draw graffiti. If she were to do that, she would have a mood shift from tranquil to curious, and she would get a couple meow coins. Below that shows how much time they have left to act on this urge. She only has 2 hours and 21 minutes left. The next urge is wants to analyze broken objects. Now this interaction doesn't come up unless something is broken. You get the ability to analyze it before you choose to fix or replace it. So if something in the house was broken, you could just click analyze broken object. She'll get the meow coins, and she will also become tranquil. She has 4 hours and 8 minutes left until the urge changes. Me personally, I say that particular urge should not pop up unless something is broken. And then she also wants to play the piano. This is also a draggable bar where you can drag it to wherever you want to on the screen. The next bar I'm going to go to is the skill bar. These show, I guess, either some of the ZOI's highest skills or some of the more recent skills that they've worked on. If you want to take a more in-depth look at InZOI skills or at the ZOI skills, you would go to the ZOI card and then you would click down here on the bottom left that says skills, and then click that. Housework, fitness, rhetoric, performance, critical thinking, cooking, art, media production, charm, programming, instrument, gardening, coffee craft. Now, coffee craft is one I'm curious about. There's still skills that I haven't gotten to dabble in yet. I've seen the ability to have a fashion show event. You can sell stuff. You can sell things like fish and art paintings. Like, it's a lot of things that I still haven't tapped into in here yet. And then this one is what I would consider like the interaction bar. I don't have her in focus. So instead of her picture showing up, it says click to focus, right? So we clicked on it to focus her, but as soon as I move that camera back over, it's gonna say click to focus. So you can like just drag the mouse to unfocus the ZOI. We have the event circle that if anything, if they have like work or maybe they have something in the schedule to go to the park, a party, whatever, you can click on that and you can choose whether they go. Do they go by public transportation? Do they go by car? Do we cancel it? Do we edit it? What do we do? If they don't have a current event, the city schedule thing will pop up, which will allow you to change and add and shift around as you so very please, right? There is the bag, which is their personal inventory. You can have anything in here from books, toys. These are all the gifts and things they have gotten. The doll, she went fishing, she found a fish. Someone sent her a toy car. She was working on a music player app. So if you're working on books, apps, mods on the computer, they get put in your inventory and you can literally click on it and click continue, and she'll just go back on the computer and continue on working on whatever she's working on. Same thing with books and other things, other applications. She's just sitting here with fish in her inventory. I don't even want to know how she smells. You click through and you can click to pull these things out or throw these things away, where the ZOI would just get rid of it on the spot. There won't be, I don't think there's any interactions with that. It just deletes out of the inventory. You also can access your smartphone, where you'll see all of your things, information on utility bills, their particular ambitions, schedules, maps, events, pocket market, car, career, school, messages, like everything. If ZOIs are sending you things, you can see all of that from the phone, which you can also hit the P key as well to pull out the phone. And this is the interaction bar. It can typically hold up to 7 interactions, as we have 7. And I think Smart ZOI allows for more. But one thing that I didn't know that someone in chat actually told me a few days ago, shout outs to you, is that you can drag and rearrange the interactions in the interaction bar. Like if you want to drag and move these things around, you can, as long as it's not a interaction that they're actively executing. So say you have like 3 or 4 things in the queue, you can just drag around. So it's like, all right, I want you to use the bathroom and then eat and then go to bed, instead of going to bed and then trying to eat after. And the next one I'm going to go to is what I like to call a household bar. It shows all the ZOIs in a singular household in one bar. One household can hold up to about 8 ZOIs. Same thing as Sims. If somebody in the house is pregnant, or you can't add another ZOI, and if there's already 8 ZOIs in the house, you can't get anybody pregnant. Same thing, right? So now the difference with this is you click the home information icon. It gives you the information on the lot, the household family name, the picture, the wear shoes indoors switch, which I'm gonna show y'all. If you click it, it puts shoes on their feet and it takes them off. So it's like on, off, on, off. You can choose if you want your ZOIs to be barefoot or not. This is the create family bar. You can click on that if you want to add new ZOIs to the household and you don't want to go all the way back to the menu. You just click that and you just add the ZOIs. This is the go home button. Another thing I wanted to tell y'all, it is so many ways to go home. I was listening to someone play the game the other day and it was like, yo, how the hell do you go home? I'm like, it's actually 3 or 4 different ways you can go home. If they are not home and you click on the ground, right? It'll say walk here, run here, go home, clean here. So just clicking on the ground anywhere when your ZOI is not home will allow you to take them home. Clicking on your ZOI when they're not home, it would show up in this list right here. It would say go home, and also clicking this icon. Any of these things will allow you to send your Zoi home. Cleanliness. It shows how clean or how dirty a Zoi's house is. As you can see, their house is mad dirty. It's super big, and it also depends on the cleanliness like sliders you have for your town. So if you have it set to a certain way, houses will get dirty and environments will get dirty a lot faster. Dirty Zois, that shows how many Zois in a household need to wash their clothes. So if you have Freddie running around, he's real tangy, he got a little twang to him, he didn't wash his clothes in like 2 weeks, it'll say 1 dirty Zoi. And then you have the notification section, which notifies you of things like deaths, births, birthdays, house fires, like just general household information, so you know what's going on or what's been going on since you switched to another household. The amount of times that I've come back and seen that there was a fire is wild. Like the Zois be really going through it. So I'm gonna close that and I'm gonna put that back over here. Another thing at the top right is the browse canvas circle, which allows you to visit canvas, download things, and get what you want to get, whether if you want builds, if you want clothes, whatever, you would click that and that'll pull up canvas. So the last part of this video now is what I'm gonna call this like the information bar, or yeah, pretty much the information bar, one of the information bars. It shows you how much meow is in a household, and meow is the currency in InZOI. So how much meow does a household have? It gives the Side Cat's guide, which explains how to use the game, the UI layouts, the food, the cooking, the meow store, how the meow coins work, how to collect meow coins, buying donuts. You can buy donuts that'll help you with a bunch of different things, which I'll get into in a second. They have video guides on that. But if you really need like the tutorial for real, you real lost, you stressed out, you don't know what the hell you're doing, click Side Cat's guide. They have the customer support thing where you can reach out to them. The money cheat, be careful, because you click on this and off the cuff you get 100K. I just clicked on it, we got 100,000. And then the emergency rescue. So if you've ever had a Zoi that was stuck, or you see Zois in the environment, say that Zoi look a little stuck, we click that and it'll unstick the Zoi from where they are, where they're stuck at. Edit city just takes you to the menu where you can edit city. You can switch back and forth between households, move Zois in and out, whatever you want to do. The next one is grayed out because we're not on a community lot, but when you click on this right here on an editable community lot, it allows for you to edit, change things, remove items. Like you can rebuild parks, you can rebuild the beach, you can add things for parties, events, go to the wedding lot venue and like change around the lot for the wedding. You could use that at the studio lot. You can edit quite a bit of things with that button, with that function, that feature. The next one you press, it'll take you to build mode. And another thing is, if you notice that as you drag the mouse across these things, the keyboard shortcuts are in parentheses. So if you see edit city, you could click M to go to the map. Build mode, you could click I. Zoi card is O. Relationships is R. So the Zoi card, this gives you all the information you need on a particular Zoi, the ages, the education groups, the karma, the job, their desired life, their personal preferences, their ambitions, their traits, their urges, their values, as well as their skills. Everything you need to know is under the Zoi card, right? And then last but not least is the relationships. If you want to see where your Zoi stands with other Zois, seeing what's going on with the relationships of the Zoi in the town that they live in, you can click the relationships bar and that will come up. You see family relationships, personal relationships, romantic relationships, business relationships. You can even call over Zois from this section. You will click call over, and then whoever you have enough rapport with or who's in range, you can click and you can call them over. They may decline you, they may not decline you, and come to exactly where you want them to come to. The game is designed that when you meet Zois out in the wild, say like NPCs out throughout the city, it's designed where they can disappear for sometimes days and weeks at a time and you won't hear from them. And it's that way on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I think it was said in the Discord that like Zois have a life outside of you, so you're not going to always be able to contact them and reach them for things. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any other features or any other things in this game that you want me to like walk through and explain the best way I can, please let me know. If you bought this game and it was because of something you saw on my channel, whether it was how I make the ZOIs or the walkthroughs or the streams or anything like that, and you would like to support, please go to game menu in your game, right? You go to options, gameplay, and you scroll down to creator code and enter Xmiramira in the creator code section. Thank you so much for the support. Be sure to smash that like button, throw a follow, share to a friend that you know may need this video, because this game is hella new and we're all just trying to figure it out together. Thank you again for the support, and bye y'all.